2023. Die Finalsession live und präsentiert von der PDC Europe hier aus der Ostermann Arena in Leverkusen. Wir kommen zu unserem letzten Viertelfinale und begrüßen auf der Bühne aus Nordirland die aktuelle Nummer 35 der Welt mit einem Titel auf der Pro Tour in seinem 4. European Tour Viertelfinale. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? It's Rocky Josh Rock! Sein Gegner kommt aus den Niederlanden. Die aktuelle Nummer 11 der Welt. Mit 5 Titeln auf der Pro Tour. Ein World Grand Prix Finalist. Hier kommt the Titan, Dirk Duijvenbode.
Yes, my friends, we have reached that point of the evening where lots of well-oiled German people start waving around A4 sheets of paper with printed aubergines on them. It is the arrival of Dirk van Duijvenbode, the auberginius, the number 8 seed, the most exciting player in the world. He has put together 2 very impressive performances this weekend. The victory over Ted Everts saw him hit every single dart at double. The win over Ross Smith this afternoon saw him beat the European champion again with an impressive average. But Josh Rock, the sensational new talent that burst onto the scene last year, has beaten Dirk in all 3 of their previous contests, and he has played very, very well in all of them. Can he repeat the trick and reach his first Euro Tour semi-final? Or can Dirk right the wrongs of last year, where he went out in the quarters having missed multiple match darts to beat the eventual champion, Michael van Gerwen? Dan McCarthy alongside me for this one. It could be fireworks in Leverkusen.
Yeah, quite simply, if you don't enjoy watching these 2 play, can you even class yourself as a proper darts fan? Dirk van Duijvenbode, one of the biggest 180 hitters in the game. He can be explosive when he wants to be. Josh Rock, in the space of just over 12 months, has already established himself as one of the best players on the planet. His current ranking, because he's only been a professional for just over the year, does not reflect the ability that he's got. He had to withstand a bit of a fight back from Brendan Dolan this afternoon, winning that game by 6 legs to 5, so showing a different side to his game. It's not just all about running away as the front runner. He has to try and hold on to leads sometimes as well. This one could be pretty special.
92.
The growing army of auberginius fans making their presence known here at the Ostermann Arena.
134.
There's been a few games of late where Dirk van Duijvenbode has started slowly. It's taken him 2 or 3 legs to get going. Once he gets going, it's very difficult to stop. But a slow start against Josh Rock could be fatal.
41.
Last time that Dirk van Duijvenbode faced Josh Rock, it was in Barnsley in Players' Championship 25 last year. He averaged 105. He only won 3 legs. Josh Rock averaged 110.
94.
We are getting to the stage with Josh Rock where if his average dips below the 95 region, we're almost raising our eyebrows a bit. He wasn't really challenged by Ian White in his first match. That's why he came away with an 86 average. Ian White wasn't at the races. Certainly was challenged by Brendan Dolan, and he averaged 98. That's kind of the ballpark that he's aiming at, that he's always going at.
What double does he want? He wants double 16. Oh, that's double 7, so double 9.
33.
Not there. Just opens the door.
116.
116 is not going to go for Dirk. He's one of those players, Josh Rock, where he can change his mind on what double he wants midway through a game. Sometimes it's tops, sometimes it's 16s. This time he needs double 9. And he gets it for a 17-dart hold of throw. This could be one of those games where the bullet pre-match could be very, very vital.
There's every chance. Both needed last leg deciders to win the games this afternoon. It's been pretty tight stuff tonight so far. 6-4 Danny Noppert, 6-4 Gerwin Price in that spellbinding game. And then 6-5 Rob Cross.
140.
Yeah, we've had legs range from a 10-darter to a 27-darter tonight. In a real mix.
Well, I can tell you now, if Dirk van Duijvenbode, who is the biggest 180 hitter around and is a regular in taking out massive combo finishes, if he hits a 9-darter, it will be astonishing. Because he's only ever hit one, and he reckons, by a rough estimate, he has missed the double around about 20 times in his professional career. He does not know what to do. He gets plenty of opportunities for 9-darters, as you would expect. He scores so heavily. Down for the 17s.
137. They're going to call 45.
Level game, one apiece. 14-darter for Dirk van Duijvenbode.
A very solid response from the Auberginius.
59.
Didn't play in Kiel last month, Josh Rock, because he had to qualify for that. Didn't have to qualify for this, even though the qualifiers for those two were on the same day, because Nathan Aspinall already had decided that he wasn't going to compete, so Josh Rock was bumped up to the seedings, and that's where he's probably going to remain for the rest of the year.
Yeah, you would think so. And the ranking money he's picking up here is only further bolstering his position in the Pro Tour Order of Merit, which is what decides these things. Dirk van Duijvenbode reached the quarterfinals in the opening event of the year in Kiel, only losing out in a really good game. Both players averaging over a ton, with Luke Humphries, the top seed, who of course withdrew with illness yesterday, allowing Brendan Dolan to go through to the final day, where of course he took on Josh Rock. And that is the first 180 for Dirk van Duijvenbode. It's taken 2.5 legs to turn up, but there it is.
Took about 2.5 seconds as well.
98.
When the first one goes in, he just knows where the next two will.
Oh dear.
31.
180 followed by a 31. Leaves it a little more tricky than he would have liked. There's another one in there.
100.
Would have applied pressure. He is on a finish, Josh Rock, but Dirk will not be too alarmed.
Well, that was a terrible second dart. He might get away with it. He might not, though. Did he stay there? Yeah, I think he did try and stay there.
70. Dirk required 24.
So for a breaker throw, this. Not a great leg from Josh Rock.
18.
But not great from Dirk van Duijvenbode either. Golden opportunity missed there. Josh Rock has had 6 visits to the board. He still may only get 1 at the ball. Well, it'll be 2 at double 12. 1 at double 6. 21 darter, good enough to keep these holds of throw going.
To throw first. Game on.
Yeah, you mentioned before the game got underway that Dirk van Duijvenbode hit 100% of his doubles against Ted Everts. It was where the doubling came to the fore almost more than the scoring. They were quite evenly matched in the scoring department. He missed a lot of doubles against Ross Smith and eventually got over the line. And thus, his tournament doubling percentage now sits at 46%.
Yeah, well, he's 99 average for the tournament, 46% on doubles. And they're really good numbers. But there's been one game where he's finished amazingly, one game where he's scored well. It sort of averages out to just playing really good darts.
44.
Coming into this one, he was probably thinking, I'm going to have to do both to see off Josh Rock for the first time in my career. He's not really doing either. But Josh Rock isn't firing anywhere near on all cylinders. It'd be a rare semi-final appearance on the Euro Tour for whoever wins this. Josh Rock hasn't managed it yet. Admittedly, he hasn't played a huge number of these events. Dirk van Duijvenbode has only done it once before. That was at the very start of his emergence as a top-level player in Belgium 3 years ago now. Ooh, 60 points on the floor. Would have got him to a finish.
142.
Well, it's an interesting route to take. 1-4-2. I think he can afford to be a little bit creative, but he could.
135. Dirk, you require 41.
This one's pretty straightforward, though.
It
looks pretty straightforward as well. So it's yet to ignite this game.
Game on.
But 2 apiece. Who can step it up to just their usual levels of performance?
97.
Yeah, I mentioned Josh Rock's average against Ian White last night. It was around 86. It's pretty much bang on the same right now.
140.
Not being as explosive as we'd come to anticipate where Rocky's concerned.
140. 58. 85. 40.
Strange old game, this. Promised a lot, not really delivering at the moment. But whatever the standard, the stakes remain just as high.
100. 57.
I don't really know what to make of it at the moment. Tops for Rock.
39.
Never ideal when you've got to shuffle across the hockey. You're throwing from what you'd consider not to be a natural position.
94. Josh Rock, 40.
A nice open bed for Josh Rock this time around.
He's on the 5th leg.
Pays dividends.
6th leg.
16 darter, 5 legs in, everything going with throw, not without incident. Best chance for a break came in that 3rd leg when Dirk van Duijvenbode missed double 12, double 6 and double 3.
171.
Dirk just showing he's as proficient clustering his darts together in the treble 19 as he is the treble 20.
100.
Oh, is he going to play on this for a bit, is he?
136.
Turning himself into Madas Razma.
Yeah. Not sure I've seen him take this approach before, but I suppose he's not happy with how he's playing, so he's switching things up. Turns out it's quite a good plan.
130.
138 is a good plan for Josh Rock from 305. It matters not. 3 apiece. And that's a pelter of a leg from Dirk van Duijvenbode.
Bit of a collector's item as well. I'm not sure I've ever seen him throw an 11 dart that hasn't featured a treble 20, but it's exactly what he's done.
134.
You gonna stay there? Back to plan A, potentially.
Dirk going rogue.
100.
Well, Jose de Sousa during a Premier League campaign, when he was the biggest 180 hitter on the planet, a title that Dirk van Duijvenbode has now assumed. He had a couple of nights where he just decided he was going to play on the treble 19s all night. That was to do with a bit of a shoulder issue. Now, Dirk van Duijvenbode has had problems with his arm pretty much all the way through his life.
100.
But the work that he's done with a team of specialists means that recently is the first time in his entire life he's been able to play for prolonged periods without pain.
71.
So I don't think it's an injury thing. I think he's just switching it up, and it's working very well.
They're making our cameramen earn their money.
80.
Couple of treble 19s, would have left tops.
93.
But he takes a chunk out of it, yeah, sad Pikachu. No more Petretsko. Bullseye for Rock.
56.
Now another opportunity for a break of throw. It's nowhere near as good a chance as he had early on in the match, Van Duijvenbode. 12 segment. Double 13.
55. Joshua Corner 31.
7 for double 12. It's usually what he leaves when he has 25 left. Across now for double 6.
19. Burger required 26.
Sliding in alongside that, the other side, Dirk. That side, that's the one. And there's the point to his fans in the crowd, because finally Dirk van Duijvenbode has made the breakthrough. It's one he probably deserves on the balance of things, although there's not a great deal in it. And this is, I've never seen this before from Dirk. But you've got to say it's effective.
You talked earlier about all the missed doubles he's had on a 9-darter. How ironic it'd be if he managed to do it on the 19s.
Yeah, that would be funny, wouldn't it?
He's not giving up, is he? Apart from just then.
93.
Wait, one thing I will say about Dirk, he is a brilliant counter. He does do some unexpected things on the board, but there's always a reason. His arithmetic, his strategy, his board management. Well, you can question his board management sometimes because he does do things other players wouldn't, but he's always thinking about why he does things. And there, that's a gamble. He knows he could have gone to the bullseye, 25 would have left 170, but he thinks the marker is so good, I'm the best player in the world at grouping my dots, why not? The gamble paid off.
135.
And he also looked at Josh Rock a couple of 100 points behind and thought, may as well take the risk.
Oh! 135, Dirk van Duijvenbode, treble 19, double 19 tops in the blink of an eye. How about that?
34.
Well, he's got some breathing space, Dirk van Duijvenbode. A 12-dart leg.
And still he goes. Why wouldn't he?
136.
I've never seen 135 taken out like that before.
We've seen some checkouts this weekend. And that is a brute.
83.
Well, look at that. You could end this game with another mid to high 90s average,
95.
and it is almost entirely dependent on his treble 19 hitting.
100.
He's in a great position here, Dirk van Duijvenbode, to get his first win over Josh Rock. And to reach a semi-final on the Euro Tour for just the second time in his career. Had to stay on the 20s this
60.
time because a ton would have gotten to a finish, but it didn't work out.
Even on 210. Still thinks 19s is the route to go.
Oh, problems. Treble 14 or bull. Oh, he gets the bull. That's the hard route.
54.
Well, he got the dart at the outer ring that he was craving. He couldn't pin it. And Dirk van Duijvenbode. Single 17 for double top. And the Auberginius is in the semis. He beats Josh Rock for the first time in his career. And for just the second time, Dirk van Duijvenbode finds himself in a Euro Tour semi-final. We are down to 4 at the Oosterman Arena. 2 Dutchmen, Danny Noppert and Dirk van Duijvenbode. A Welshman in Gerwyn Price and Rob Cross, the Englishman and 2-time European champion. It'll be Noppy versus Price in our opening semi as Dirk prepares to face Voltage Rob Cross. One of those 4 will take the title and become a first-time winner of the European Darts Open here in Leverkusen.